Hey guys. So I'm gonna share with you some random ideas. Are you ready? I haven't done this in a while, so I thought I'd get right back into it. A girl and heroine that appears in the blizzard of the mountains and is a young Yuki Onna. She has the ability to command cold absolutely by the power of the Winter Staff. Oh, that's pretty nice. Alright, now the next one. A fearsome demon and manipulative mastermind of violence and destruction in the world that is known as the Puppet Master. Oh no, remember that horror movie? Actually, this kind of reminds me of when I was playing, Lost Kingdoms. You guys have seen that, right? Yeah, the Puppet Master is one of the boss enemies in that game, yeah. It uses like malevolent strings that, really sting. Yeah, in fact, you know that Lost Kingdoms was made by From Software? Yeah, it was published by Activision, And we don't like Activision, but we like FromSoft, yeah. His magic arts involve using puppets as his weapons and his strings as a means to control and manipulate people. No knows. Alright, this kind of also reminds me of Slappy the Dummy. You guys have seen Goosebumps, right? You guys have read Goosebumps, right? Yeah, Night of the Living Dummy 2 is a classic. I would say Night of the Living Dummy 1, but that technically doesn't, star Slappy. That kind of stars his brother. Alright, the Puppet Master took over a politician and toy maker in the world of toys in order to not make toys but make weapons and turn them into monsters that he controls. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's actually kind of similar to what I'm doing in the Object World storyline. Maybe I should probably bring this back, yeah. Actually, it sounds like a good idea. I should bring it back, yeah. Sounds perfect, actually. Alright, the Puppet Master is a demon doll of the Dark Realm and is the embodiment of deceit and is the agent of the Power Chaos. Oh, this is back when I was using the Power Chaos before I was using Lilith. I should bring back the Puppet Master, yeah. I think it'd be the perfect villain for, the Object World arc. Alright, the Puppet Master's true form and power is that of a monstrous spider, which is why it has 6 limbs to control its strings. Oh no. Oh no. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Arachne, but obviously Arachne is a little bit more of a good guy, though. Well, yeah, she did start off as kind of an edgy anti-hero, though. In the current lore. The toys in the world of Toyland are actually projections of Child's Play, which the toys aren't fully aware yet. Rumors of a strange giant who is said to control. They know of rumors of a strange giant that was said to control their destiny. Oh wait, I know it. That's not original. That's just the plot point of the Lego Movie. You guys have seen the Lego Movie, right? Yeah, if you the spoilers for the Lego Movie, yeah, it basically is kind of that. A China doll-like girl that is a powerful martial artist that possesses power chi. Uh-oh. Well, that's a red flag right there. She uses this as a protection of her attacks and power, amplifying her strength. She is said to have learned the master of art to be able to disassemble an opponent with a single touch. Oh, she can make everybody else fragile. Yeah. Yeah, the reason I wanted to use a China doll is because of Wizard of Oz. Yeah, specifically that movie. Specifically the movie that was around at the time that this was written. Yeah. All right now. Yeah, it was one of the cartoon movies. Not any of the live action ones. The live action production of the Wizard of Oz. The one with the ruby slippers. Yeah, that production is cursed as hell, yeah. There's all sorts of nonsense and, bad things that happen on that set. But enough about that. The Puppet Master himself is actually a projection of the child's mother, who is a religious fundamentalist, who is a child is very scared of, who wishes to force him into her way of religion. Wait a minute, that's just the Binding of Isaac. That's not an original plot point. You guys have played The Binding of Isaac. You know what that is. Alright, that's a bit of a tangent. I'm sorry. The voodoo doll girl that is cute and willing to play, but likes to play deadly games with people's lives and use a giant needle to inflict curses. Yet, despite her somewhat cruel demeanor, she actually isn't all she isn't actually all bad. Wait, what? No. It is said that the god of the world of Toyland, that is known as the Hand of Fate. Wait, man, no stands of fate. It is said to appear as a hand of it. That's infinitely more complex than anything in a toy world. Alright, now, of course many people do not actually believe this thing exists and called it nonsense in a fairy tale. You know, I should bring back the toy dimension, yeah. Maybe I could make it part of the object world, yeah. Maybe have it take place in a giant toy box. My Puppet Master needs to be a main villain again. The voodoo doll actually fell under the control of the Puppet Master and invaded her land and was spreading his message to the people. No, that's what was going on, okay. Yeah, Puppet Master seems like a very manipulative, bad person. Maybe I can make them like a toy that's like possessed by a spoiled child, yeah. You know, sort of like Mary Sand a little bit. Yeah, in fact, I could probably just give them the backstory for that. It kind of reminds me of, Deathmark 1. Yeah. Yeah, spoilers for Deathmark 1, doll that, seems like the helpful, friendly companion is like the final boss. And she's like super duper duper evil. She's like the one that caused the Deathmark in the first place, basically. But, that's kind of spoilers for that game if you're interested in that. Alright, now, the Puppet Master is claiming to be an agent of the Hand of Fate and is going around to deceive people into becoming controlled by him and manipulating their body and soul by the strings of power. Alright, now, the Hand of Fate sounds kind of interesting. Maybe I should bring that in for the creator. It can be another one of his aspects, or like the goddess of creation, basically. Yeah, in fact, the Hand of Fate was like, I could say that the Hand of Fate was the one that was guiding the Goddess of Creation to basically become the Goddess of Creation. I mean, she is basically the avatar of, the creator, after all. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later. Remember to play games and have fun, okay? Bye-bye now. And I highly appreciate all of you. Alright now. And remember to have a wonderful day. And a beautiful night. Whichever time it is in your part of the world. Stay lovely, my beautiful people.